One night, as the moon hung swollen and red, Chisholm had a dream that chilled her bones. She saw a young man she had never met, tall, wealthy, dressed in fine city clothes. He was choking, poisoned by the very woman who smiled at him sweetly. The vision was sharp, urgent. She woke drenched in sweat, her heart pounding. Days later, news rippled through the village. A wealthy young man named Obinna had returned from the city. His family was rich, his arrival celebrated with feasts. Women whispered of his handsomeness, maidens dreamed of becoming his bride. But when Chisholm heard his name, her heart raced. It was the man in her vision. Her parents begged her to stay silent, do not bring more shame upon us. Yet the dream clawed at her mind. Finally, she went to the compound where Obinna stayed. The guards laughed at the blind girl tapping her stick. But when Obinna himself came out, curious, Chisholm lifted her pale eyes toward his voice. "Sir, I have seen your death." The crowd roared with laughter. Some spat on the ground, calling her mad. But Obinna did not laugh. Something in her trembling voice pierced him. "What did you see?" he asked. "Your fiancée, she will hand you a cup of palm wine, smiling as you drink. But it will be your last sip." Gasps filled the air. His fiancée, Edeora, protested furiously. "This is witchcraft. She lies. She wants to spoil my marriage." But Obinna's curiosity grew into suspicion. That evening, when Edeora brought him palm wine, he secretly asked his younger brother to taste first. The boy barely touched the cup before he collapsed, foaming at the mouth. Chaos erupted. Edeora was seized, her plot exposed. She had planned to poison Obinna so she could inherit his wealth through a secret lover she served. The village was shaken. All eyes turned to Chisholm. The blind girl who once carried shame now stood as a savior. Obinna's gratitude was endless. He visited her often, speaking kindly, listening to her visions without fear. Slowly, affection bloomed where pity had once lived. Then one morning, as dawn painted the sky gold, Chisholm awoke to brightness. She blinked, gasping. For the first time in her life, she could see the clay walls of her heart, the tears streaming down her mother's face, the broad smile of her father. Her sight had returned. The village declared it a miracle. The girl once called a witch became a prophetess, a blessing to her people. And Obinna, deeply moved, asked for her hand in marriage. Their wedding was unlike any the village had seen: golden wrappers, dancing masquerades, music that shook the earth. Even those who once shunned her wept with joy. Chisholm, once blind, once despised, now walked proudly into a new life beside a man who cherished her. Her gift, once feared, had saved not only Obinna but herself. Her story became a legend, whispered by firelight. The blind girl who saw with the eyes of the spirit, whose curse became her crown.